Well, g'day guys. Video hasn't even started and already we have had a change of plans. The plan today is to get the terminal lambs all weighed up, so we've got about 1,300 I think, 12 or 1,300 of them to do. Haven't started mustering them yet, it's currently 8 o'clock, but we've got Poto coming to do the spraying, so we've got Versatile, we've got Vega, which is a grass spray, insecticide, spray oil, and we've got some spare stuff just sitting here I brought over just in case. Got it all out of the lockup this morning. It shouldn't be too far away. Can't see it yet though. No, that's a car rock in here. Gonna do things a little bit differently this year. Normally we'd use a helicopter for this spray because I don't like the wheel tracks, but the fact of the matter is this year we're going to have this spray, which is for, what do we got, thistles, grass and bugs, and then we're going to have 2 fertilizer applications go over with another guy, and then possibly another spray later on, which will be for fungicide, or fungus rather, which is not a fungicide as such. We're using it as a foliar ferret that has a secondary effect of being a fungicide. I don't know, it's on label, so it's off label, but it's not a chemical action as such, so it's okay. Yeah, it's just a bit of a nicer thing than using an actual chemical, but we may also do a bug spray then as well, but we'll see how things are looking there and then. Look at that beautiful setup, would you? Oh, got a mate's young grass to go and sow, I don't know, sometime next month. Quite looking forward to that. We'll whack a jewel back on that girl for that job, and yeah, had a good holiday. It was bloody awesome actually. Weather was just absolutely perfect. Kids had a bit of fun on the biscuits and fishing, and yeah, we got 3 trout, 2 browns and a rainbow I think from memory. Doesn't matter anyway. 3 fish, and yeah, made it home safe and sound. And then yesterday, we got home day before yesterday. Yesterday we weighed up the Romney boys. We're going big this year, so guys, at this stage, we've got feed coming out our ears. Haven't made any supplement yet. I'm actually this is gonna sound really stupid. Feed coming out our ears, but this afternoon, depending what time we get finished those lambs, I'm gonna go and get probably close to a ton of urea. I've got to do the corn because it's not looking very healthy and it really needs it. And there's a paddock, or 2 paddocks just up there that I have switched over from another one over there, same area, 9.5 hectares each, to do for hay / baleage, because that one's got more, or those 2 have got more on it than that one, and they're growing faster. But I really want them ready like 3 weeks from now, because if we want to do hay, it's going to have to be a February thing. I don't think we'll get hay weather in March this year. We may not even get it in February, and it may be too green and juicy to do. We'll just see. But the goal is to try and do about 200 bales of hay. They're big bales. We used to do about 270. So with the bales being a bit bigger, 200 will be enough. And then we'll try and do 100 or 150 bales of baleage as well, which will be exclusively for the calves up in the feed pad. But whether that happens at the same time or whether that's a bit later on, I don't know. But yeah, feed coming out our ears. So we took the lambs off. We did a 38 and under line, which is the wee ones. Then we did a 38 to 40, or 37.5 I should say, and under. Then we did a 38 to 47 line. They're the big ones. And then we've got 47 and above, which are going on a truck on Sunday. Hopefully with some ewes, but we'll just see how that goes. Yeah, so everything's actually looking pretty good. We kind of need to get some money coming in, but that is the issue when you've got a whole lot of feed. All your bills come in the spring, and if we want to try and make money this season properly, it's a hard one because we don't know what the schedules are going to do. We're going to weigh some cattle up next week, see what they're doing. If there's any at 500, we're just going to get rid of them, because that should be about 250 kg carcass weight, and that should be worth about 1,500 bucks right now. They'll be worth more later if the schedule stays where it is, and if it doesn't, well, they could still be worth more because they'll be growing so fast. But we need a bit of cash to come in just to pay some bills, so we'll kill a few cattle, because I'd rather be stuck with lambs in April, May than I would cattle. Cattle space wasn't an issue last autumn, but who knows what's going to happen this year. Yeah, and yeah, if we get rid of the cattle, we can just hold lambs, put more weight on lambs. But when you hold stock late into the autumn and all your bills are in the spring, things start spiraling pretty out of control pretty quickly financially. So it's just to keep chipping away at stuff to keep the bills paid, and then hopefully at the end of the season have a massive GST bill. But if we have that, it means we've actually made some money. So fingers crossed this year we're going to make a profit. It's looking okay at this stage, but there's a bloody long way to go yet. Here he comes. Look at the size of that bloody thing. Shit. She's good. She's good. So yeah, Potter's here doing the spraying with the big tractor. I think he'd rather be using his truck, and I don't blame him. But he's happy enough to do it. Just a bit challenging on the hills, but the whole reason for it is, I think I said earlier on, we've got this spray, then there'll be 2 fertiliser applications from Herbert's, and then probably another spray later on, I did say. And this is all the damage we're going to have, this one set of wheel tracks. It does look like quite a bit, and I mean it is, but it's just that water rate thing. Especially that last spray's got to go on with a bit more. This one is just his rate, do what he does, because it works well. And then because the fertiliser's got to go on anyway, we're going to have tram lines. This is a wee bit cheaper than the chopper, a lot cheaper than the chopper for that fungicide spray, because the chopper, I think he does about 65 or 70 litres per hectare. Yeah, so he gets 2 hectares a load. If we tell him he's got to do 200 and he's charging about $1 a litre, it's been a couple of years now, it could be more than that, and believe me, they're not getting rich at that. Yeah, it would wind up costing essentially $200 a hectare to do that with that big fungicide spray. So yeah, is what it is, and it's not that bad. It's really not that bad at all. Just right there, there, I mean they'll be there. What will happen though is you get what we call the edge row effect. So our outside row of Swedes, maybe not there, yeah, maybe not over there, you can actually see it already. The outside row have more room to grow, and they always do better. And that's part of the reason we try to push such low populations, is trying to get the most potential out of each plant, because we think in most situations that drives a hell of a lot of yield. But what will happen is these here, like he's done well there, he's literally fitting 1 row there, might have got 2 there in places, but for the most part it's 1. Yeah, those edge rows will pick up a bit of that yield drag. It's not the nicest shaped paddock either, so it's not like you can just follow the rows around, because yeah, it's not a flat square paddock. There he goes. Oh, that is a big boom, 27 metres. So that's a lot of boom. And yeah, that's all the pulse, what are they called? Pulse wave modulation nozzles, PWM nozzles. So each individual nozzle can shut off, and they change their speed. So they change the amount of product they put out according to the speed. So that it'll have a flow meter, I'm sure, but they control everything. They control how much it puts on, when they all shut off individually. They're a bit finicky. You said they can cause a bit of trouble, but they're absolutely bloody amazing when they're working. So we'll head down the road a bit and get a view of this from the bottom when he's cruising along the side of the hill. I think that might actually be his last run along there. Man, it's a big boom. I told him just not to go too crazy because I don't want him putting his tractor over, but it's set out wide and it's pretty well weighed down. The old nozzles are letting them just drive in and out where it's nice and easy there. They just shut off on the ones they're already covering. Away they go. Folded a couple of sections of boom in to come down there. It's very eerie with that big boom on, watching it lean over. Like, the tractor's not on much of an angle, but man, it just looks scary. Boom section's folded back out. Section control is awesome. Look at that. There's one tiny little bit in that corner, and I'm really not, that corner, and I'm really not stressed whether it goes back and gets that or not, because it's a real toss-up between the wheel tracks and the coverage. He's going to turn around, he's probably going to get it anyway. Oh, look at that, he's in the same old wheel tracks. He's got his boom right out now, he's gonna get it. Look at that. The whole lot. Bingo. Just folding his booms up, and ironically, it's one of his trucks down there too, doing the neighbour's young grass. Well, filling up to do the neighbour's young grass. Let's watch this thing fold out. Far enough away? Well, he might be. Just right over the fence. We'll sort that out. Man, that's a big bone. There's away. Tractor certainly does it easy. So you can see the strip of thistles here. Now one of the sprays he's putting on is going to nuke those, the Versatile. the Swedes themselves are looking pretty bloody good. Pretty happy with that. Like, that's comfortably a 2-inch bulb, possibly even 3. That one's a bit bigger. It's that one. That one's pretty healthy. And we're still in January, so they're good. Problem with this paddock, this really weedy strip along here to about here was 1 row of sweet corn. Then we veered out to 2 rows of sweet corn. And we had the maize in here a couple of years ago, which worked really well. But these things are really pissing me off. These things are shedding a shitload of seeds, and I don't know what to do entirely. I'm going to obviously seek advice, but from Amy at Catalyst, their agronomist, I suspect, like, I hate using chemical when we don't need to, but this is a situation where we need to, because docks are a horrible bloody weed. And I suspect what we'll do is I like getting my grass in early. I like getting my grass in September, October at the latest. Yeah, this one might not happen. We might have to spray with a product called Harmony. I think what we'll do is we'll cultivate it, like just a shallow cultivation, stir everything right up, heaps, just do it, let it sit for 3 weeks, do it again, let it sit for 3 weeks, do it again, get those seeds to germinate, rip them out of the ground, and then spray with that Harmony. Whether we spray with that Harmony twice, I don't know whether that's even a thing you can do. It's not a very nice chemical. It kills docks, it can't be. But I don't think it has a big residual, so I'll have to find out. I think we're going to have to do that, because like when you look in here, everything you see above the Swedes out there, well, look at that big chunk out there, it's just all docks. And I'm not letting that sit. There's nothing we can put over the top of a crop that'll take care of them, without taking care of the crop too. And I don't mean taking care in a good way. Yeah, is what it is. One of those things when you start doing cropping stuff, you run into weed issues. And my take on it is the best way to reduce your spray usage is use it when you know you need to, before it's too late. And to be fair, with the docks in here, we're probably already too late. There was a wee few when we had the maize in. You remember we grazed that maize. Check this thing out, would you? What a weapon. I love watching those nozzles. Well, don't get me wrong, his trucks do a bloody good job, and if it wasn't for the ferret, I'd just say come and do it with the truck, man. But yeah, with that ferret thing happening as well, it just makes more sense to do this. So cool. Damn, that's a boom and a half. You might want to get a share on that stuff, huh? Nozzles are all shut off. Now you watch the far end. What we're going to stay on his wheel track to go right down the end, is he? There's no mist with that. It is just out and on the ground. Like, you can smell it, but just barely. Well, I can't smell it here. You can smell it when we walk in the paddock. But let's see if we can see the nozzles turn on down here. Should be this side should start first. Yep, firing away there. And not quite all on yet. Let's see how the other side's shutting off again already. Start arcing up as he goes past. There we go, 1, 2, just keep firing their way out. And a whole lot of on. Man, I'm impressed with that. And the argument with the tyres are 600 wide, these rows are 500 wide. So right now he's most likely on average taking out 1 row per tyre. I think he's like just shy of 2 metre centres. So we'll just call it 2 metres. The truck takes out 2 rows too, essentially. And it can, well, not badly, but it can do a bit of underbody damage too. Just pushes them over and breaks a few off, so and that lets a bit of disease in. The ones he's squishing, some will bounce back, but most of them will just die off. You get the edge row effect. But the ones in the middle of the truck, they do break off and let a bit of disease in, so just when you're doing it like this. So really, we're probably not actually losing anything yield-wise by using we're probably gaining slightly by using this over the truck, but like I say, on the hills. So he hasn't done that bit over there, and he hasn't done this bit down here. I told him not to worry, he was going to have a go. I was like, oh, if he gets stuck down there, because that is quite deceivingly steep. Yeah, we'll be a couple of hours getting out, and yeah, make a mess too. So it was just easier not to. One wee strip down the middle, and then he's done. That might be him done now completely. Yep, he's folding her up. Second last paddock. Spring. Doing the kale that we sowed in the last video before we shot away on holiday. Get that whole bit down there in one round easily. Now this bit down here, I'm going to give it another week. There's more there than there was when we left for Wanaka, which was 12 days ago now, 13 days ago, 12. Just about fell over. Yeah, I'm undecided whether I'm going to, basically the headland around there, right around to that real grassy stuff, whether I'm going to open that up with the power harrow again and sow it out in kale or not. But that kale down there is actually looking quite happy. You can't see much of it now because it's pretty young. There's that boom doing its job. But yeah. We'll see how we go next year. We'll see how steep we go. If it's not too steep and he's happy to, we may see if he wants to do the pre-merge with us. If he doesn't, I'm not too stressed. It was quite wet when we did it this year, it was quite wet when we sowed it this year, and those wheel tracks are kind of still there, not badly, but yeah, if we're not too steep and he's happy to do it, it depends though, because they're in the hell of a rush at that time of year, and they probably just want to have the fast machines going to get it done, because if I want them to use that and it's a bit slower, then someone else might not get done before the weather comes to. But yeah, if it suits, it could be quite cool. Just watching him down here with his boom on that post. Cleared it, that's alright. Yeah, self leveling's great until it starts doing its own thing.